Hi entrepreneurs, I'm Kevin, and today I want to share with you 3 tips about how to talk to customers better so you can really learn what you're looking for. And this is by the book The Mom Test by Rob Fitzpatrick, and basically it teaches you how to talk to customers and learn if your business is a good idea when most people are lying to you. Now, I just want to say before I dive into those 3 tips that this is one of those really foundational books if you're an entrepreneur trying to innovate and come up with creative solutions to problems that people haven't really solved before. And by taking this approach, it can save you so much time and effort and keep you on the right track rather than just going down some random path and hoping you get lucky. So without further ado, tip number 1, when you're asking questions, make sure to get to the bottom of what they're saying rather than just letting them say empty compliments, stroking your ego, and just being nice to you. So for example, if you're trying to solve one of their problems by offering a product of yours or a solution, then you want to ask them for historical examples in their life. Like, when was the last time that they came about that problem and what did they do to try to fix it? You don't want to do like open-ended hypothetical questions like, would you use this, or what do you think about this? Because they'll just say like, oh yeah, I like it, and then never really use it after you spend months and months and thousands of dollars building it, right? That happens all the time. So you want to ask them for historical examples of what they encountered in the past and what they did. Another important point about this is that you want to find out how much they cared about that problem to try to solve it. So a lot of people may say like, oh, this was a huge problem for me, I really want to solve it. And then you ask them like, what have you tried? They're like, oh, I tried one thing, tried it for 10 minutes, and then just gave up. That means it was just a minor inconvenience, and they were exaggerating pretty much. So that's another very important part that you need to get to the bottom of. So in general, you want to talk less, listen more, and once again, don't ask them questions that invite generic responses like, do you like this? Would you buy this? And so forth. Rather, ask them things in the past and really dig into their underlying motivations and find out how much they care about it. That's going to help you a lot more than what the mom test uninitiated entrepreneurs like myself used to ask customers or users. Tip number 2 is when you're going about asking for feedback and users and potential customers in a new field, what's the best way to do so, right? Because if you're entering a field that you don't really have that much experience in, then you may have a hard time getting people to talk to you. So Rob Fitzpatrick gives a bunch of different useful advice on how to do this. First of all, you want to go to where your target ideal customers hang out, whether that be online or offline. One pro tip that he gives us is to organize events because that gives you instant credibility. Some of the other stuff you can do in the space is to do speaking, teaching, blogging, just anything basically that can introduce thought leadership and get your name attached to it. The lowest thing that you can do is cold outreach. Now, of course, that's not preferred whatsoever, but he also says that if you have no choice, then it's better than nothing. Now, of course, once you've done a few outreaches and you got some people on your Rolodex or you got some of their business cards, you can start asking for warm introductions and referrals because that's the best way and most effective way to get your foot into someone's door. Then when you get a chance to talk to them, you want to frame your request the right way and let them know what your conversation is going to be about, that you're not going to be selling them on anything, and also make it really clear for them what value you'll get out of it from them and why they can help you out and provide meaningful value so that the meeting is not a complete waste of time. Those are all really important things on how to get access to customers and what to do afterwards so that you can make it go smoothly. Last but not least, tip number 3, and that is a very interesting concept he taught in the book, was how to understand the risk in your business. Because there's 2 main types of risks, right? One is product risk, number 2 is market risk. Product risk is like clear that there's a market need for it. You're not trying to reinvent the wheel there, but can you actually build it? For example, like if you're trying to do something and get advertisers, right? What do they care about? They care about a lot of visitors to your site. And so they don't really care like how you get those visitors per se within the realm of reason. But basically, you don't need to go through all these long customer conversations asking them what do they really care about. You know what they care about in this case. So the risk now is your ability to go execute and build a site that gets a ton of traffic. Now, on the other hand, market risk, this is where you wonder if the customers will actually care about and actually want what you have built. This is where the conversations are really crucial. And you can also do things like experiments, landing page, and tests. But basically, there's 2 types of risks. Product risk and market risk, and customer conversations can help a lot in the market risk segment. And so definitely know for your personal product or business which one matters more, and you can go from there. So thank you everyone. I hope that helped. Just a few final thoughts from me that are kind of random and not really tips. One thing I was thinking about the whole time is that this is definitely the case for a lot of founders, but there's one category of founders that this doesn't really apply to as much. And that is the category of founders that are building the products for their own pain points, building it for themselves, right? For those cases, it's much easier for you to get lucky. And if there's enough other customers and users out there like you in the space, then it's not really as critical to have these perfect customer conversations as if you don't know as much about the user or customer. But most of the time, don't get me wrong, these customer conversations are super important. And a lot of my techie friends who really like building stuff out there build it, it's really cool, and then they're like, why doesn't anyone else want to use it? Well, that is because they lack things like proper customer conversations and other frameworks like Lean Startup, Traction, and Mom Test, right? These are frameworks that you definitely need if you're a more techie or builder entrepreneur and oftentimes build stuff and wonder why no one comes and why no one else likes it besides you. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this was helpful. As always, subscribe down below, hit that like button and notification bell to catch future content from me, other useful books for entrepreneurs. As you may know, CEOs and founders need to read a lot of books to get a wealth of knowledge to really get over that hump when starting a company. This is Kevin, Entrepreneurs. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys next time.